Alright, boys, we're back. Went and purchased us a seed. Just had to sell some of our wards and defensive stuff, so we have almost nothing now. So, yes, we get to make that long trek yet again. This is one of the most aggravating parts of the game. Simply because you have so far. Remember the last time we got a vestige? It was all the way back in the hamlet. So we fought our way through the hamlet in the fen, all the way here, and we still don't have anywhere to put down a save point. So maybe we'll just go slow through this part and work our way there properly. I realize sprinting through doesn't really show anything. Doesn't really show how to deal with anything. Let's go against this guy. He's going to attack. Bait him. Get hit in the face. He did not. We did not break his poise. So I did notice this a while back. If you guys ever see an item that says like breaks enemy's posture, that's the circular bar around their health. That means, you know, they'll get stunned and you can do a grievous strike on them. If you ever see an item that says it will break an enemy's poise, that means that it will stun them when you hit them. Like that, how he's stunned and knocked back a little. Poise is very, very, very valuable. So if you ever think like, oh, poise, posture, same thing, definitely not. This guy I will not fight. He is aggravating on his best day. Alright. That guy you can't even reach, so there's no point in fighting. It's better to just go up here and fight right here. I can't lock on though. Okay. Maybe the game doesn't want us to have fun. Alright. No, we need to go into Umbral anyway. See, that mimic keeps moving around. Sneaky little bugger. Off we go! We almost made it. There, knocked him off into the cliff. That's what you get. Dodge the gargoyle. Let's come down here. Drop our seed. This is the sad part about this, is you have to spend so many resources getting these seeds just to partially get a temporary vestige on the way to this ridiculously long path. Next guy we're fighting, I believe he's called the Ruiner. He's quite wild. Alright, we've already talked to him. Let's get our poison on our weapon, which I swear I forget more than anything. For some reason, using an item's easy, but on a weapon, I forget to buff it with a spell. I don't get it. Oh, here's our money. Odd that it's there. We got killed on the bridge in a boss fight, but alright. Why do we have frostbite on us? Do I get frostbite for casting umbral spells? What? You're aggravating, sir. Any more? Any more comers? No. Alright. Let's make sure we got our poison on. We got our poison ring thing on. We don't need any of these, so let's replace them with, I don't know, holy salts? And bleed salts? Sure, that'll be funny, because this guy definitely does fire damage, so we don't need none of that. Alright, let's try to fight this guy who, last time, I don't know what he did with his shoulder, but he like blasted us in the face. Please stop spitting fire, sir. Don't block, that's kind of cheesy. Oh, did not dodge that. Ow, did not dodge that either. He is ticking poison though, so he'll be ticking bleed shortly as well. So we can hopefully just let that run its course. let you just bleed to death, sir. Sorry, you summoned your little temple thing. You were so proud. Oh, such a good boy. Alright. First thing after the ruiner you want to do is probably put a seed back there in the middle of the bridge, but those are few and far between for a person who's just sprinting through. But if you drop the... What are those things called? The pulley thing? There's an item here. I believe it's a weapon. Yeah, ritual hammer. Huh. Is that weapon any good on us? Or is it? Nope. Can't use it. Would be good on us, though. C- everything. But 26 required of everything. That's an umbral weapon if I've ever seen one. Alright, let's go get the actual vestige. So this is kind of a cheese ball-y direction you have to go to get the actual vestige, but... And I say cheese ball-y not because it's cheesy, but because I suck at this part. We have 12,000 vigor, and we're about to have a really high chance of losing it all. So, my recommendation on this platform is just swing your way through everything. It's so much easier to deal with everybody being dead than just getting spam hit by these idiots. Because what ends up happening if you don't fight everybody here is these little things start to pop, and you're just activating this stupid thing. And then you're trying to activate this stupid thing to open the bridge, and then here's the worst part, I'll show you. If you're running straight across here, this little lip will push you off the edge if you tumble. Isn't that aggravating? We can all share in the misery of this game when it wants you to die for silly reasons. Oh, the game is so good. It just has issues. Like any other game. The problem is the issues are core. And the developers, man, they make the patches on this game. It seems like they're making it worse intentionally. I've seen 4 or 5, sometimes more patches that are just not designed to make the player experience more fun, but instead designed to prevent the players from farming vigor. Who cares if your player's in a single-player, non-competitive game or, you know, high vigor? Who cares? Ow. And the ganking. The ganking right there is just a perfect example of a poorly designed game. It's like, we've designed our monsters to hide behind a wall and then predict where you're moving to just hit you to aggravate you by stopping you ahead of time. Here's the vigor, or the vestige. There we go, we'll rest to get rid of these idiots. But yeah, it's like, they still have the annoying ganks, like that monster. Like, there's a dog somewhere in the world that's just sitting there, holding his fiery, deathly, hellish breath, waiting to kill somebody that walks through that door, even though all of his friends are on the outside of that door. Imagine if you were that archer. You're like, hey man, we gotta guard this door. And your friend goes, yeah, sure, and goes and hides inside the door. You would not be friends for long. You're like, what? We have a job to do, man. Get over here. Maybe I've just worked too many jobs. This is the PvP purchase area. And here's Damarose. She doesn't appear here, I believe, if you cleanse the first beacon, the beacon that we found. I don't believe she shows up here. You lose the ability, because she's an Inferno dealer for, like, Inferno items. And she knows the F word in the medieval times. That's awkward. Her inventory upgrades as you follow her little quest line that I just blasted through. That's where we're going, unfortunately. Right over there. But, would this be considered the middle point of the game? I feel like this might be considered the midpoint of the game. We've killed the first beacon. Maybe all of the gear we have is enough. Let's go back to town. Or Skyrest, I guess it's not a town. As if you get to this point in the game and you haven't figured out a weapon that works well for you, I feel like you're suffering. Do you have anything for me? No. No, I don't need Malu. Hand over cracked rune tablet. Sure. The first 2 rune tablets you can hand over, or whatever they are, you have to hand to her. The third one, you can choose her or him. I did the Umbral ending, so I had to give it to him, because otherwise you lose access to her blacksmithing abilities in general, because you kill her.
Oh, get back to verb.
But if you do give her the rune tablet, I've heard you get a weapon rune that lowers your weapon weight to 0, which is really important for strength. Alright. See if we have the money to upgrade random bucket to +2. Face of Insight +2. Broken Sword +2. Neophyte Dagger +2. Maybe we'll just start the whole purpose of this right now. Ruiner Shield. Interesting. That's a fun shield. Alright, boys and girls, I think we have enough weapons for the starting character. These are a lot of starting weapons that are fairly small but fairly large. Angel's Axe is an endgame weapon. Faithful Bludgeon's an endgame weapon, according to the internet. Resh Mesa's sword, we don't know if that's an endgame weapon or not, but we're about to find out. Could be. So we have a sword, an axe, a hammer. We have a short sword here that looks really good. Long sword here and here that look really good to build around. Fitzroy's sword looks really good for a long sword. For the bleed, we've got a little less bleed here. Scales better or differently. But I'm going to go hop on my other account and drop a bunch of these upgrade fragments and money so we can upgrade everything to +2. And then we'll get back when we can test all of these things out. And this will be the main video for the end of this playlist. So I'm still going to do more Lords of the Fallen playthroughs, but this dork right here, we're definitely going to be doing less of this playthrough with him, as running around with perfectly balanced stats is very dangerous unless you're using a weapon that has perfectly balanced stats. Do we even have a weapon with perfectly balanced stats? No. We don't have any of the 4 scaling weapons. There's a 3. That's not bad. Maybe in the future what we'll do is we'll play this gentleman through using the giant hammer, as it's a C-, 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 which seems really good to me. That seems really strong. And that's really good base damage. But again, it has split damage type C. C- gives it +7, +13 for different stats. So one is +7, one is +13. So my strength is 16, which gives me +7. And then my radius is 15 and Inferno's 15, so that gives me +13. So apparently it's a little weaker when they're split. Or maybe it's just because it's 15 versus 16. Not quite sure. But we'll be back with the next video, and we'll be able to set everything up and test everything out for you. See you guys then.